Mars is going into Cancer. It's actually fallen into its place of fall, which basically means that all of a sudden it's going to get much weaker. Mars is our motivation, our drive, our strength, how we cope, how we manifest as well, how we take action. Being in the sign of Cancer becomes very slower. Usually Mars stays in each sign about 2.5 months. And like with now in Cancer, it's going to stay from the 3rd of September till the 3rd of November. However, from 5th, 6th of January, it's going to move into Cancer, go in retrograde, and it's going to stay there till 18th of April. That will sum up to nearly 7 months of Mars in Cancer, and that's going to be quite heavy energy. Mars in Cancer is not very active. It's very defensive. It's very offensive. It's very all about protection. It's all about keeping things together. It's all about being strategic. However, with Mars is quite a malefic planet at the end of the day, and it usually brings a lot of misfortune whatever it goes through. So it always causes cuts, bruises, but the truth is it cuts off things that no longer serve us. We find out things, we start exploring things that we normally wouldn't have. So obviously in Cancer it's going to explore families, family karma. It's going to explore your inner safety, your insecurities, your traumas, your demons, your memories, whatever you've been dealing with, fatherhood, motherhood, maternal instincts. Maybe there's going to be a lot of lack of drive or feeling insecure. Especially when it will go retrograde in January. Mars usually works with, in this sign, it becomes very sensitive, it becomes very sentimental, it's got that crybaby, I get upset, jumping on the floor just because you want something. It acts more like childish. So we might also see a lot of hurdles, a lot of obstacles, a lot of losses within that area. When I say losses, I don't mean deaths, but there's usually something that needs to be changed. So we might cut people off from our family members. We might be working with family energy. There might be some issues with our children, with properties, homelands. There might be more energy to do with homelands, with homeland security, with whatever the place that you're coming from the place that you would, the place that you feel secure in. We might be working more with mothers or maternity or becoming a mother energy. So there might be some sort of changes within the countries about how you do that. Maybe there will be more in vitro discussions about that, or maybe we'll be dealing with more problems with women's health and the accessible, how it's becoming accessible. It's all about having those hurdles, but at the same time dealing with them, so it doesn't put you in a place where you can't move on. There's a lot of emotional instability that we will be dealing with, a lot of memories coming back, a lot of family traumas, karmas. What's stopping you from moving forward? What is actually affecting you? We'll be dealing a lot with mother wound. We will be working a lot with how we've dealt with our mothers. We might become very protective of whatever we have. And we might feel that we have to be very sensitive, and we will be very sensitive and responsive to what others say. So watch out for that, because it's all about what gives you safety and how you fight for that safety. There'll be a lot of conflicts. You might start a business, your own business during that period. You might fight for a business. But the good thing is, for now, up until the 18th of April, with a small break in November, December, we will be dealing with energy of Cancer. However, not long after that, once it actually moves forward, it goes out of Cancer and goes out of its post-retrograde stage. Within a month's time, Jupiter will move into Cancer, and that's a very healing energy on the other hand, bringing us a lot of strength, a lot of healing, a lot of understanding. So we might be moving to an energy where there are hurdles, there are problems, but from June onwards, with Jupiter being in its strength, we will start working on those lovely energies of healing. It's also about finding your inner calling. What have you been built to do? Well, let's see how it's going to play out for all of the zodiac signs and what they should be looking out for. So starting with Aries. For Aries, this is going to take place in your fourth house. Fourth house, family, home, mothers, maternity. So basically anything to do with your family. Family karma, a little bit of a conflict at home, conflict with family. There might be a little bit of anger issues, or people be asking. They might not be angry. They might be basically slamming the doors and stuff like that. So you might be seeing people more being basically upset. You might be purchasing a property because it's going to affect your first and the eighth house. You might be making some sort of changes to your security and how secure you are. There might be some sort of changes to how you're being perceived by others as well, because you might be making some changes to your health, your looks, or anything that gives you safety. Remember, with the eighth house, anything that is related to your personal safety, you might be working with your karma, yes, family karma as well. You might be starting a business with the eighth house involved. See where your Mars is, or you might be signing some sort of contract, financial contracts. For Tauruses, this is going to be taking place in your third house, a third house of siblings, friends, neighbors, but communication in general. So you might be fighting with siblings, yes. You might be having some sort of communication issues with friends, family, or partners. It's going to affect your 12th and 7th house at the end of the day, because that's what Mars rules in your chart. So maybe you have to start acting differently, talk differently. For a lot of you, it might be a bit of a breakup with partners or partnerships, or you might break a deal or something like that. For Gemini, this is through your second house. It's going to affect your 11th and 6th. So working houses, houses of money or investments. So you will see the energy of probably making new money, making changes to your contract, earning more money, or fighting to earn more money. There might be some sort of issues to how you commute from one place to another. So there might be some sort of travel issues involved. There might also be problems with your investments. So be cautious if you are investing elsewhere, because there might be changes to that. For Cancer, this is your first house. Yes, it's definitely going to affect your reputation, because it's in your 10th. That's what it was, the 10th and the 5th. There might be some sort of romance involved. There might be some sort of relationship issues. Children, you might start a new project. So you have to be very, very cautious with that energy. There might be some sort of strength and issues in regards to where you want to work, who you want to work with, and how you want to work. So watch out for that energy. With the 10th house, it's also affecting you through the energy of your reputation. So you might be working to gain more reputation and word. For Leos, this is through your 12th house. So anything hidden, prison issues, law issues, family issues, breaking the family karma in your case, very much so. Dealing with the subconscious mind. Maybe you are working with a therapist, or you will be changing your attitudes toward life. You might be starting an investment and not talk about it, or you might have a business plan that you want to do. There might be something to do with your inheritance or money from other people. So that's another energy. Watch out for walking away, moving away, or you might be thinking about moving. For Virgo, this is the 11th house of friendship. So and your hopes and dreams. So your hopes and dreams might change, and it will be affecting your 8th and third house. So you might have transformation within your circle of friends, with those 5 people that you're usually with. So you might be disconnecting from those, but also you might be fighting more for more money, better work, and for more stable relationships with finances. For Libra, this is in your 10th house, affecting your 7th and 2nd. Investments, money, family. It could have a lot to do with properties as well. It could do with properties as well. So you might be changing something to do with a property. You might be changing something to do with relationship. There might be a lot of split ups and divorces and money, property matters to do with that. For a lot of people, this will be fighting any sort of progress or work that you are doing. For a lot of you, it will be something to do with how you feel with others. For Scorpios, this is in your 9th house, affecting your 6th and the 1st. So you might be changing your work. You might be thinking about studies. You might be traveling abroad in order to level up. You might be learning more. You might be expanding more, meeting new people. But also you will be reducing the amount of problems. You will actually see that you are cutting off any legal problems that you have had. With Sagittarius, this is in your 8th house of money, inheritance, but money with other people. Quite often, this is money that you usually have with your partner. It will be affecting your 5th and 12th, so watch out for health issues. Watch out for health issues of your children or your own health issues, especially to do with your reproductive problems. There will be you might be working away, you might be away, there might be something to do with debts. There might be something to do with families or siblings within the family that you have to work through. For Capricorns, this is your 7th house, Pluto in your 1st to begin with, and it's going to be transiting your 7th. Our strength difficult. It will affect your 4th and 11th, so maybe your plans with your family will be changing. Maybe your plans with your partner. You might be getting divorced, finalizing divorces. You might be finishing work on your property. You might be moving to a different place. You might realize that there are certain people that you have to cut off from your life. With Mars being there, you might be walking away from any sort of friendships because it's affecting your 11th house. You will be deciding who is your family and who is just a friend, or like a friend, not a friend like best friend. So you'll be walking away from a lot of friendships, or you will be building new friendships and cooperation with others. So you might be working with somebody on new projects. For Aquarius, as this is transiting through your 6th house, the house of work and health, you will be reducing any sort of people that are in your way of your businesses. You will be working on a bigger business. You might be working on something to do with reputation. The way you talk, the way you teach, the way you preach, you'll be proving something. You'll be able to push through any problems that you've been dealing with. You will have the strength to do so. There will be a bit of a hurdle with that. However, you will be able to overcome that. For Pisces, this is a 5th house. So health, sexual health, children, fun. You might be working on something fun, starting new projects. You might be concentrating a lot more on children. You might be concentrating a lot more on your inner child. You might be working with your inner child a lot more than you normally do. You'll be putting some more boundaries within finances. You might be investing in something fun, or you might be starting a new project, or your child might start a new project. You could finish off battles in regards to money, regarding to properties. I'd like to wish you a very good period of time with Mars in Cancer. All the best.